If you love what we do, then please consider supporting CryptFail on Patreon. Your support helps us grow and to create more content more often. And now, on with the show. The rooftop has fallen completely silent.
Wren can't hear anything anyway.
Yes, she can.
I have been specifically informed that she's been deafened by the loudness.
You would be hearing the constant ringing in your ears.
Tinnitus.
Okay, hearing that, but nothing else. Tinnitus, fun times.
Yes. Having 6 rounds blasted off in front of your face.
Yep.
Wouldn't have done anything for Wren's ears.
Nope.
Terrence is gonna use his feet and his legs to kind of inchworm drag his body around the garden. Because whoever just helped them is currently on the outside part of the... So he wants to get out of the line of fire at the very least, so he's inching around the garden.
All right. Wren is continuing to lie on the ground and bleed.
Cipher throws the gun over the top of Wren. And... away from them, as in...
Okay,
and she's,
thanks.
Yeah, not onto Wren.
Just directly onto her face.
That's kind of... I was like, again, I'm getting more guns dropped on me.
The guns this time, not the bullets. So, less hurty.
Oh, no, before I got shot, I also had a gun just dropped on me.
She's like, Wren! And she leans over and she's like... She's got tears coming out of her eyes and they're falling on top of Wren's face, and she's looking down at her shoulder, and she's got both of her hands down on Wren's right shoulder, applying
Terrence
some pressure, because that's about all she can do.
Hits his head off of the garden.
Wait, he hits his head?
Yeah, he wasn't expecting to hear anything, so when he hears somebody shout Wren, he twitches so hard he hits his head off the side of the garden.
Oh no.
He's like, oh shit. Is she okay?
She's been shot!
Oh god. Terrence kind of sits up, and then he's like, oh shit, because he sat up too quick. And then he crawls over. He's like, are you okay?
He asked? Wren cannot hear this, apparently, so...
He doesn't know that.
Wren.
Yeah, I know. I'm just saying, are you asking? She's not responding, is the reason I'm asking.
Cipher looks at Wren. She takes off one hand and starts slapping her on the side of the face with a bloodied hand.
What?
Let's go. Wren! You okay then? Wren!
Stop.
Slap.
Wren is very confused. She's slightly in shock because she got shot. She hasn't really started feeling it yet because she's more just kind of in shock. And now she's being slapped in the face, so she's just kind of lying there looking very confused and bleeding.
Cipher turns behind her to Terrence. I think she's in shock. half of Wren's face is now
slap her more.
Full of blood.
Bloody.
Terrence, kind of reaches over and grabs Cipher's hand so she stops slapping Wren, you think? Just put pressure on her wound. Did the bullet go out the other side?
She's looking... I can't tell. There's blood everywhere. And she, all of a sudden...
Would it have?
She goes sort of almost pale. You can see the blood drain from Cipher's face.
Terrence looks up and sees this. If you're gonna vomit, make sure you vomit away from her, okay?
Yes, please.
I don't know whether or not I guessed straight based on your reaction.
I don't know either.
I'm kind of hoping not. Despite temptation.
Well, yeah, you were pretty much correct, but it's trying to be considerate towards Wren and not vomit on her face.
Thank you for that.
Or
You're
her
welcome.
wound.
You'll be welcome.
Infection.
Oh, certainly. Well, her hands on Wren's right shoulder you got hit in?
Left shoulder.
Left shoulder. Mm-hmm. So Cipher's virtually straddling Wren at the moment and got her left hand over her left shoulder. Cipher's rummaging around in her pocket at the moment with her other hand, with the right hand, while she's got her left hand applying pressure to your wound. It's like, the bullet probably hasn't come from out the other side. These are 45 rounds. They're not liable to go straight through. As Terrence gets up and walks away.
Sorry, I just realized I needed to respond. I was like, I gotta go do something real quick. I'll be right back. And Terrence is like, okay, well, keep her on her back. The bullet will function somewhat like a cork if she's on her back, at least. We need to get her medical attention, though. Somehow.
As she pulls out her phone from the right pocket. And the phone sort of slips out of her hand and falls to the ground next to Wren in a puddle of blood. And she reaches down and picks it up, and her fingers are sliding all over it.
Cipher's dropped her phone. Wren's still kind of confused as to what's going on. Wren's going to start trying to pick up the phone and hand it to Cipher.
Oh, she's picked it up. She's managed to pick it up. She's reaching down, and finger marks are going into the paint. Into the paint. She's
into the paint.
It's like red
There's paint now.
It's like,
where did the paint come from?
It's like finger painting on the ground. There's.
I was going to say, it doesn't really matter if we touch more blood because there's blood everywhere.
Lines in the blood.
Now there's paint.
She's picked it up, and she's trying to switch off. Basically turn it on, but nothing's working.
Has it been shorted out by blood?
No. Have you ever tried to unlock your phone when they're wet? Your fingers are wet?
No.
Impossible. And very slippery, especially.
Terrence reaches out and he kind of takes Cipher's hand, and then he moves her hand to the opposite shoulder and kind of rubs off the screen on her own sleeve. So now she's got blood on her shoulder, and her screen is all streaky, but largely free of blood now.
She looks down at the phone.
Cipher's rolling to see if she can be calm under pressure. The answer is no. The answer is no.
That's not threat, is it? That's actually just fail.
That's 2 failures.
You didn't think she could look even more paler than what she did, but she just suddenly got really pale. Her eyes sort of rolled up in her head, and she's fainted on top of Wren.
Does that mean Wren has to take, roll for more damage because she's shot?
No, because Cipher was straddling her anyway. So if anything, she would have been taking damage from that. But
no, if
Cipher
she landed anywhere on or near that bullet wound, it would cause more damage.
But she was applying pressure to that wound, so
which means she fell directly on it.
Well, with
if she's fallen on top of it, she could still be
actually, if anything, because
using pressure?
She had her left hand on Wren's left shoulder. It's crossing over her body, so she's more likely to roll onto the other side. Mm-hmm. Yep.
All right, well, Wren's pretty close to passing out herself. Cipher's unconscious. Terry, take it away.
What am I gonna do with you two? Terrence pulls out his phone and he calls Mr. Funnyman.
Yeah?
Hey, Mr. F. You wouldn't happen to have a chopper, would you?
Someone who hacks up bikes?
No. I mean like a helicopter.
No.
All right. Any suggestions for what to do with a shot girl and a girl who can't stand the sight of blood and fainted on top of the shot girl?
Where are you?
On top of the high-rise.
Is there anyone around you?
There's a very sharp shooter who killed everyone around us. Somewhere on a building very far away.
Like everyone?
Yeah.
Like there's no guards anywhere in the building?
Everyone
That would be
on
making
top
their way
of
to the roof?
building. Oh, God. I at this point, I don't know, Mr. F. I only have hearing in one ear.
First things first, you need to get off that roof.
Yeah, no kidding. I'll see what I can do.
Don't take the elevator.
No, not gonna take the elevator. I just also have to figure out what to do with two mostly or entirely unconscious girls.
Is Cipher wounded?
Cipher's just passed out. Wren is the one who's been shot.
All right.
And you hear Cipher. She's like, Wren sees Cipher sort of like, her eyes sort of like open up, and she's like, "Don't you die on me, Wren."
All right, you're going to need her help. You're going to have to carry Wren. You won't be able to do them. Do you have anything that can, like, cover the wound at least?
Terrence, like, looks around and he's looking at his clothes, which are probably sequins today.
Because Wren's first biggest problem is going to be bleeding.
Mm.
Hang on 1 second, I'm checking to see if, Terrence isn't bad at medicine. But he's not good at it either.
What's Cipher doing?
Oh, I was actually going to say this before he said that, but Cipher looks like she started undressing herself, the hoodie that Wren had given her.
Yeah, I was going to say Cipher's got Wren's hoodie on.
She's taking that off.
Oh, Cipher's awake and stripping. Why are you stripping, Cipher?
Well, I can't very well stay here just holding her down like this. So she's got the hoodie up, she's got it down over her left arm, and she quickly lifts off the hands, and blood starts sort of seeping through the wound. And she wraps the hoodie underneath Wren's armpit, and sort of props herself up, gets her right leg, gets her knee on one end, on one of the arm sleeves, and ties it around, and then does a little knot, and then pulls it up as tight as she can.
At which point Wren yelps because that hurts.
Yep. Terrence is like, okay, we got the wrapping situation under control. Cipher made a sling out of a sweater.
Yeah, good job. Take the fire escape.
Yeah. Terrence looks around to see if he can spot the top of the fire escape. Can he?
Not here, but you did know there was one on the inside where, like, when you came out of the elevator, there was one near there.
Oh, it was one of those indoor fire escapes. I hate those.
Because you're 35 floors up.
Cipher turns to Terry. What are we doing? Who are you on the phone to?
This is Mr. Fennyman. Terrence kind of scuttles around and... he knows very little about guns, but he's going to pick up the smallest one he could find on anybody near him.
Cipher looks at you completely confused, but she's sort of like satisfied that she's managed to tie this thing, hoodie around Red's shoulder. She looks over at the gun that she fired before, back up at Terrence.
Come on, Wren.
Stands
and
up,
Cipher.
slips a little bit, and reaches out for the gun that Terrence has got.
Terrence. kind of blinks at her for a second, hands it over, and then starts, like, looking around for another one. Which involves him spinning in a circle, spotting one on the ground, and picking it up.
Yeah, the one that Cipher threw.
Guns are not in short supply up here.
No, I assume they're everywhere.
They're all the same type, yes?
Yeah, pretty much. Pistols and...
Okay.
They got pistols and SMGs.
Yep. Oh, pistols.
Are we leaving?
Did Terry pick up a pistol, did he?
If he was looking for a small one, like the smaller sort of thing, as he stated, it would be a pistol.
Then didn't go for a machine gun.
Cipher chucks it, tucks it into her back pants.
I was going to say, she asked for his gun just to throw it
And then she throws it away.
Jesus Christ.
Cipher chucks it off the side of the building. Alright, well, Wren's just looking at people finding guns, I guess.
Well, Cipher's not finding guns. She just grabs... and she's like looking at a dead body now.
Which she doesn't like.
Alright, Terrence is going to say to Mr. Funnyman, alright, we're going to try to head out. I'll call you again if we manage to get in the car. Can you have a doctor at Quarterstones by any chance?
Lambert's already calling him.
Alright, see you soon, hopefully. Fingers crossed. Bye! Terrence hangs up and then he goes over to where Cipher and Wren are, and he props Wren up on one side.
Okay.
Cipher picks up, sort of like reaches precariously at the dead body and pulls the gun away from its clasp. His hands are like tight, sort of around. The body obviously hasn't, the rigor mortis hasn't set in yet, so it's more or less the hand drops as she's pulling it away. She looks over at another gun that's laying on the ground out in the middle of nowhere. She sort of slips a little bit, kneels down beside that, unclips the clip and chucks it in, tucks it in her back pocket.
Has Wren been stood up with an arm over Terry's shoulder or something, or what is going on there?
Terrence is much too tall for her to do that.
Yeah, I know. So that's why I'm trying to figure out. You said propped her up, so I'm just trying to figure out.
He's probably got one of his arms around her waist, and he's just supporting her that way.
All right.
And kind of shuffling her towards the door.
Excellent.
And he calls over his shoulder, Cipher, come on.
Yep, as she's getting another clip from another
She's just taking
gun.
Terrence
submachine
gets
gun
to the door with Wren and is like, Cipher!
She's almost on her hands and knees because at the bottom of her, the soles of her shield is just absolutely literally covered in blood.
I think everyone's pretty blood covered at this point.
Terrence is holding the door open and he's like, come on!
Cipher, what are you doing?
She's looking for free bullets, probably.
Cipher, I don't think we need to shoot anyone. Probably.
Says you. She takes off her shoes. She ties the shoelaces together, straps the shoes around her neck, and she's completely barefoot. She's away, I guess, from the bloodied scene behind you guys. And she enters the stairwell with a gun drawn.
Does the door from the roof go directly into a stairwell to the fire exit?
It goes into a hallway with the elevator on the left and the fire escape at the end of that passage on the right.
Alright. Terrence will start heading towards the fire escape with Wren. And how is Wren holding up in all this?
She's not doing too great. She is kind of hissing in pain every step just from the movement, but she's not looking like she's gonna pass out right now. So she'll just keep on going.
Well, that's good. That it doesn't look like she's gonna pass out.
Not immediately, anyway. Pretty pale, but that's probably from blood loss.
Terrence is worried, but he's trying to keep her moving as much as possible.
Yep. At least it sounds like the bleeding is no longer actively going on. So
Wren's on Terrence's left side.
Presumably, yes.
Yeah, so Cipher's on the right-hand side of the hallway. I guess covering the right. What's down the end of the hallway?
On the left is the elevator. On the right is the fire escape.
Oh, is the fire escape. Okay, so she'll be on the right, covering the elevator. So if the elevator door's open, she's got field of view.
And she can see the numbers coming up.
All right, we've got to rush. How long?
Not long.
Oh.
Is this something we need to roll for? See if
No.
we can get away fast enough?
No.
I mean, I don't know if Wren's walking all that fast. No, I mean, her legs are probably fine, but just from
All right.
being slightly dizzy from blood loss.
Then it is up to you, Emily. You have to roll to see if we make it to the door before the elevator comes.
Cypher's run forward. She's kneeling down at the doors.
No, not going very quickly. A little unsteady on the feet, a little bit dizzy.
She's got no choice. My God. What have we got ourselves into? Why did we do this? All right. Cypher's looking at Terrence and Wren slowly struggling their way down the hall. And obviously, she's looking down at the blood trail that they're leaving behind them as well. And looking at the lights on the numbers going up and up, and she knows that this is we're not going to make it. So she's crouches down into sort of like a tactical kneeling position right outside the elevator doors on the opposite side of the wall. And as soon as the doors open, she just lets loose, empties the entire clip into the elevator. And as Terrence and Wren get up to her, they just see 3 bodies laying on the floor of the elevator. There's blood, bullets everywhere. There's shell casings all around Cipher.
Terrence is looking over and he's like, you should block the door so the elevator doesn't go anywhere. Maybe drag one of their feet through it or something so it doesn't go back to ground floor to alert the rest of the guards.
What weapon did Terrence pick up? Just another pistol? Oh, just a handgun. Okay. Yeah, she pulls up a lever behind the magazine. The magazine drops out of the gun. She reaches in her back pocket, pulls out another one. Chucks it into a gun and cocks it, picks up the magazine and then puts it over the... Actually, no, she doesn't pick up the magazine. She stands up, walks almost methodically, quietly, tiptoeing over towards the elevator. She picks up one of the guy's legs and drags them into the door of the elevator. The doors start to close. They hit the leg, and they open back up again. They open back up again.
Do they ding every time?
Yep.
I think they do, don't they?
Yep.
Oh.
Cipher stands up after dragging the body, looking. She turns around, looks at you guys hobbling down the hallway, is reaching the door. And you can hear someone throwing up behind you.
Oh, goodness. You okay, Cipher?
She's got one finger up in the air.
Terrence isn't looking. He can't see this.
Okay, well, she's got one finger up in the air.
So just no response then from Terry's point of view.
You hear some more throwing up.
Oh.
And then you hear the pit-pat of feet catching up to you.
We're taking the stairs.
You gonna be able to hang in there, girly?
Cipher sort of darts beside you and up towards the fire escape stairs and opens up the stairs, and she's like almost, combative.
She's gonna fight the stairs?
Well, she's got a gun up and she's looking down the stairs with the gun drawn. Well.
Sorry, I just had a very vivid picture of Cipher fighting stairs.
She's had a fair share of fights with doors.
Not ladders, fences, doors. Why not stairs?
Rolling doors.
She's definitely tripped down the stairs before.
All right. Is there anyone in the fire escape? She'll peer down below. No? Cypher's holding the door open for you two.
We will shuffle on through slowly and hobble like.
Yep.
13 flights.
I thought it was 35. We gotta make it down this many stairs. Cipher, we were on the 35th, some floor, the roof. We were at the top. Okay.
Yep. Cypher's darted down beside you, and she's heading down the stairs.
Terrence kind of looks at the stairs, and then he looks over at Wren, and he asks, "Would you be able to hang on with only one arm if I carried you?"
I can try. That's probably faster.
Alright. He kind of gently lets her go, and he crouches down in front of her.
Yeah, she'll try wrapping her right arm around his neck, I guess. Not like choking, but just to hang on.
And he'll pick her up, and he'll start heading down the stairs.
Okay.
Almost definitely not as fast as Cipher.
Probably not.
No. Well, she won't be getting too far ahead of you, but she might be a floor down below you.
And if we don't encounter anybody on these fire escape stairs, we get to the ground
Let's
floor.
roleplay all 35 flights of stairs.
We've done that kind of crap before.
I know, I'm joking.
I really don't want to this time.
Cipher gets to the next level, she stops.
Oh
She's
god, no.
listening.
No.
Please help.
Help how? Send more guards?
Hurry up, you guys. You're taking too long. And she looks over the ledge. 32 to go. Failing anyone coming in and interrupting us?
Yeah, we can make it down. Kind of hissing in pain every once in a while if, like, Terrence accidentally bumps her by stepping and
trying his best to jostle you as little
and
as
she
possible.
understands that. However, yeah, she's mostly focusing on not losing grip with one arm and not passing out, which would cause her to lose grip automatically.
Yep. Falling backwards onto some stairs doesn't sound like a good idea.
No, maybe not. Not at the moment. Maybe another time.
Maybe another time.
Sophie gets to the door and she cracks it open a little bit and just peers through the crack. Crease going up. Is he looking the other way or looking at the door? Looking the other way. Alright. She's going to pop through the door. How far away? I mean, if he's like
20 feet.
Oh, so fairly close. All right. She'll quickly stealth over as close as she can.
Okay.
Yep.
That's a roll.
He's okay. That's a roll.
But you can add a blue.
Okay, because I'm on my
the
feet.
element of surprise.
And he's not facing you, and so you can add a blue. That's what blues are for.
He's still on the phone. Who's he talking to? Can Cipher make it? What's he saying?
Not for saying there's definitely been gunshots and casualties, Lone Stars en route.
Oh, good.
And basically, what should he do? So he's obviously asking someone higher than him for instructions.
Yep. All right, Cipher will say, you should be getting down on your hands and knees.
And he looks over his shoulder and sees you. You can tell there's a moment of indecision because these guys are trained.
Yes.
They're not like mall security, but he decides not to push it.
A bloodied blood all over her.
A bloodied gun and a loaded teenager.
And a loaded teenager. Is he armed?
Yes, but it's not like the others were like it was in the hand. His isn't. It's slung.
It is slung. All right. Phone over here now. She's sort of like far enough away from him that he'd have to probably toss it. And she's like, look at him. She's almost got this crazed look in her eyes. She goes, "Is it buckled on his right hip or left hip?"
It's slung over. It's got like an actual sling. So it's like it's resting. It's resting on his right hip because he must be right-handed. But it's like it's an actual like shoulder sling.
Left hand, unsling, and toss it over.
And he hooks it from the shoulder, not the gun, and tosses it at your feet. And Terry and Wren would be there by now.
And also just walking out and seeing Cipher.
Terrence would kind of pause, look around to see if he sees anybody else or any like reflections or movement or anything.
Doesn't seem to be anyone else in the lobby.
And he puts Wren down and he's like, "Are you okay on your own for a second?"
Yeah.
And he hands Wren the gun he picked up. So he's no longer armed. And he walks up to the dude slowly. And he's like, "I'm just gonna check you, okay? But in reality...
In
reality, he's gonna try and knock him out the same way he did that guard at the place. With the thing,
Wren's gonna sit down on the floor and look puzzled at the gun she's holding. It's like, what am I gonna do with this? Oh no!
Are you serious?
Oh no!
Wow.
So Terrence touches his arm, and nothing happens, so he moves the arm to try and pretend like nothing happened.
He's looking kind of curious. He doesn't know what you've done or not done. He thinks this is the weirdest way of checking him out.
It just got weird.
Yeah, it's awkward. It's now good. He doesn't know what's happening.
Of all the places to pick up somebody. Jesus, Terry.
And he's like, "What? I'm looking for weapons!" And he's like clearly embarrassed. Jesus Christ. This is the worst and the best thing that could have happened, seriously.
I'm sorry. It doesn't usually happen this.
This usually doesn't happen.
He's usually a little bit more successful.
Well,
He's looking really confused. He doesn't know what to say. He's just awkward. He's kind of pleadingly looking at Cipher now to shoot him.
Cipher wouldn't know what Terrence was trying to do either, so she's probably like, "What the heck?" and Terrence goes, like, he backs away from the guy, because, like, after... should I roll for actually looking for weapons? Because he did that after he failed this.
It's up to you. You can see a handgun that he's not going for. It's in his waistband.
It's in his waistband. Alright, Terrence is just gonna he's like, oh, jeez. Okay, don't think anything of this. And he pulls the handgun out of the guy's waistband.
The closer Terrence gets, Cipher's sighting down the barrel, so she's got, like, yeah.
Terrence has long arms. He's staying as far away from this guy as you can.
Just, like, reaching very far.
He doesn't make any move.
Alright, now on the floor.
He gets down.
Face down.
Yeah, gets down face down.
Arms behind your back.
He follows your instructions.
Now, they usually carry zip ties or things like that, or handcuffs. If not, it's going to have to be like a telephone cable or something like that. I don't know. She's looking around. Is there like a lamp nearby?
Is there a lamp?
There is a lamp.
I'm just picturing Cipher having asked all this, and Terrence is just looking at her like, oh.
do they normally carry zip ties? What about handcuffs? Is there a lamp?
There is a
Getting
lamp.
more and more panicked.
There is a lamp. All right. She looks at Terrence, who's... I guess he's just standing there looking at the gun that he's holding, the handgun.
Oh no, he's looking at her like
Right,
he
get
was
the lamp and tie
you want
his
me to
hands
do-
together.
kinky shit to him now. All right.
Well, I didn't know what you were doing. So.
And the lamp cord isn't unpluggable from the lamp, so you get the lamp and the cord.
All right.
You can tell he thought you were pros up until this point.
And now he's probably laying there on the carpet, embarrassed slightly. Is it carpet or is
Yeah,
it like
it's a lobby. No, it's a lobby. There's marble on the walls, but it's
We're-
carpet on the floor.
And we're tracking blood all over it.
You know, Terrence goes over to this guy and ties his hands out,
With a lamp.
puts the lamp gently next to his head.
In case he needs to I don't know what
And
it is.
he goes to get up, and then he pauses, and he goes back, and he checks the guy's back pockets to make sure he doesn't have any easily accessible, like, tiny knives back there or anything.
He doesn't.
Okay. Then he gets back up again, and he's like, I think we're okay. Let's go.
Yeah. Cipher picks up the gun at her feet, slings it. And this one's an MP5.
She announces to
Well, it's got a sling. The other ones didn't have a
gives her,
sling.
like, 2 thumbs up, and he looks incredibly confused. And, like, he's got a handgun in one of his hands, so he's pointing the gun at one of his other hands. His other hand, one of his other hands. Oh my god, how many hands does Terrence have? Oh my god.
2 last I checked.
He summoned another one to feel up the guy.
Another one.
Don't worry.
The best part about all this is that he wasn't. He was just like, I don't know what to do. I tried to talk about it, it didn't work. I didn't want to get attacked.
All right. Well, Cypher's going to cover the guard until at least the other 2 get outside and into
I don't know.
their car. Yeah, where was the car?
You do notice when you go outside, there's a crowd of people off to the left, and there is a glass awning, and it has been shattered.
Oh, the guy who fell. Well, Wren's still just kind of sitting on the ground, leaning against the wall, holding a gun. So I think Cipher's gone and looked outside, and Wren and Terry haven't left yet.
Okay.
Terrence would be heading towards the door to see if he can get a clear line of sight to his car.
He can. There's a crowd of people off to the right where a guard has fallen through a glass awning.
Do they look preoccupied?
There's a splattered guy on the pavement.
They're a little bit busy, I guess.
Alright, Terrence is gonna go back to where Wren is.
Okay.
And he's going to start helping Wren towards the door. Terrence is telling Wren about the dead guy and the crowd of people around it.
Oh. She's not really paying attention because she's just walking. She's focused on walking. She's vaguely remembering that, yes, someone fell off the building. And without having any idea what Cipher is planning, I assume we're just headed for the car.
Yep.
All right.
With Cipher, she needs to spend a white to be able to do it, so I'm asking you guys permission.
Yep, fine by me.
I would like to know what you're using a white on before I agree to it.
The guard.
The one that's already tied up, or a different one?
The one that's tied up.
Why do you need a white to use on a guard that's already tied up? Alright, but then we won't have any whites again. Think about that.
Well, it's up to you.
Nope, that's up
I'm
to
fine
you
with it. Go
entirely.
for it.
I'm
If
fine
you want to do
either
it, go
way.
for it.
You're fine?
Becca's fine. I say go for it.
Alright.
Whatever it is.
How difficult, Mr. GM? Dude? 2. Okay.
So remember, if you're spending the white, one of your
Oh.
regular dice get upped.
Not that you need it. With 3 success.
I got 3 success anyway, so that works out.
Okay. It works.
3 success, 3 people, so yes, good. Yep, okay, I've done it. So instead of that, he probably might be
Oh, okay.
Alright, so as you guys are walking out the door, you can hear Cipher doing a little incantation.
Incantation?
And there's the air within is it the foyer?
Mm-hmm.
Is it a foyer?
Mm-hmm. That's in the back. Outside it's not. Outside's just where the cars are.
Yeah, sort of tends to I guess you guys are probably outside by now.
Yeah,
Maybe.
they were going for the car.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay. All right. So she'll leave the guard and back out. And I just realised Cipher looks up. There's security cameras, aren't there?
Probably.
Yeah.
It's that kind of building.
Think so. Very fancy building.
How long
And
did he
you know
say?
what you just burned without even using?
How long did he say?
The only white.
How long did who say?
Apparently the guard.
For Lone Star.
He didn't. That only that they were on there, and you can hear sirens. I mean, someone has fallen off a building, and from the ground, they would have heard the.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It wouldn't have been super loud, but if there was enough of it, and that it wouldn't have taken anyone long to realise that there was something happening on the rooftop.
Yeah.
Something was definitely happening.
Fireworks.
Yeah, that's all. This poor guy just got so
spooked.
excited about them that he fell.
Yep. Okay, well, Cypher's backing out of the building. She's going to have to do something later about that.
And how far away was the car?
Or not.
I don't think it was that far.
No, I don't think so. So I don't think it would take us that long to get there.
Nope. And as soon as they get there and Terrence gets the doors unlocked, and Wren situated in the back seat, he's gonna call up Mr. Fennyman again.
And as you're pulling out your phone,
Oh. Not worrying at all.
it is a address. The number
it
is
from?
unknown.
Alright. Where is the address in relation to where we are?
It is about 30 minutes away. Not from Mr.
Right.
Fennyman.
Not for Mr.
Terrence will type back one word, and Terrence will call Fennyman.
Has Cipher made it to the car?
You can see Cipher running barefoot towards the car. She's got an MP5 slung over her shoulder. got the other gun down. She's sort of like got it right in front of her. She looks very worried. She jumps into the passenger seat, looks at Terrence, closes the door. Drive, man.
Yeah, Terrence is turning the ignition and putting his seatbelt on while his phone is stuck in his ear like this between his shoulder and his ear. The ringing is happening a bunch.
Ring.
Give me a driving roll.
That is a skill. It's agility.
Cipher tucks the...
He hasn't started driving.
This is for something else. But I might as well tag it to something else.
Oh no.
Oh goodness. Alright.
Well, Cipher tucks around and she's looking in the back seat. Is Wren in the back seat?
Terry said he put her there, so yes.
Okay. What's Wren look like?
Very pale, and she's got her eyes closed, and she's just kind of hoping they leave.
You guys are gonna love this.
Yeah, you guys are going to love what Cipher's just realised.
2 threat.
Okay, while you're sitting there, you can see about 2 blocks away 2 big grey vehicles with flashing lights enter, and they look a lot like armoured cars.
Oh my shit.
Luckily,
away,
Ren does
Lone
not
Star.
see them because her eyes are closed.
Terrence will drop the phone somewhere in the footwell of the driver's seat, and he'll just start swearing. He's like, fuck, 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 fuck. And he starts trying to drive away in the opposite direction.
Okay. How fast you going?
Not very to start with. Because he's got to turn around, and he still doesn't want to draw Wren. He doesn't want to draw too much attention. It's probably not very inconspicuous considering the situation, the fact that he's driving away from it, and the fact that he's tense as hell. So a little jittery. Speeding up. Going like 50 in a 40 zone kind of deal.
If you want to spend a threat for what?
It's something that I just realised.
No.
That's,
Okay.
and that would give us a white.
That will give you a white back.
So we've got 1 white now?
Yep.
Because something terrible's happened?
So
Okay,
now I
great.
want to use that white for something else.
Okay, great. Well, go for it, I guess.
But I can't do it until we get it back home. Alright. Bleeding heck. Oh, this just got awfully complicated. Oh my god. The Cipher's looking at Wren. She's got the... she's so worried. She's not crying, but you can tell that, she's
Cipher,
definitely worried.
Why are you upset you didn't get shot?
She looks like she wants to hit you. She's looking around. Are we going much faster than what we're supposed to be doing? Or
Just a bit over the speed limit. Becca said, like,
all right.
50 in a 40 zone.
Not very much faster. Yep.
Well, how is going slightly over the speed limit going for us here?
They don't seem to notice.
Oh, wonderful.
Thank God. I was actually legitimately worried about that.
Okay, so we're driving. And I don't know, was Terry's phone still ringing? Did Mr. Funnyman just pick up to hear muffled
Yeah,
swearing from above?
you can
Because
you can hear muffled Fennyman.
Drive. Just keep driving. Back to Cornerstones we go.
can we hear what Mr. Funnyman is saying?
No, it's just... Pick up the phone!
Oh, Cipher hears that and picks the phone up.
You do know she's gonna have to go fishing in the driver's side footwell for that, right?
Oh,
That sounds like something she'd do, though.
Yeah, and then Terrence would panic because he's already fucking tense. And I'd have to roll to see if he crashes. When Cipher goes anywhere near Terrence's footwell, he's like, what the fuck? And he swerves a bunch. And he's like, get away from there. I'm driving. It's dangerous.
Cipher jumps back into the passenger seat. And she puts her seatbelt on, considering how bad Terrence was just driving.
Probably some slight protests from the back about the driving, but...
Where are we going?
Cornerstones. We have to get Wren to a doctor.
We were at our doctor the other day.
Not that one, no. Or maybe that one. We'll see. It could be the goblin doctor who helped you earlier. Was it a goblin? I don't remember. It was a long time ago.
The one Cipher didn't like? Yeah.
Another dwarf.
And if nothing else happens?
You arrive.
Yeah.
Wren is looking definitely worse by now.
Yeah. Very, very, very pale. More so than usual. She's already pale, but she's very, very, very pale.
Terrence will help her into Cornerstones.
Yep, she will go along with that.
Cipher gets out the passenger side and lets... I guess Terrence is getting Wren out the driver's side.
The driver's side seat doesn't fold forward, I don't think. It might. Do they on that model?
No idea.
My two
Probably.
doors both did, but it depends on the car.
Alright. So, sure, out the driver's side.
Is George anywhere parked nearby? Evans he is.
George is there.
George is there.
Alright, so I guess we're walking by George.
And Cipher opens up the back seat, back passenger side of the
Is she leaving?
taxi cab and jumps into the back of the cab.
Hello! Oh, guns!
Hold 'em, James.
He gets in. What's going on? And he starts driving, since obviously there is some urgency.
Why is she go? What?
The usual firefight, running around, saving the day, hacking into things.
That's what's going on.
So I need to get home to... so I need
to get home to do that last part?
Yep.
Yeah.
And Cipher's like looking down at her hands, obviously, there's blood starting to dry up, so she's trying to clean them on her clothes.
Which are also covered in blood.
Mm-hmm.
So Cipher has left.
Yeah, Wren is kind of confused by this.
Yep, Terrence has also stopped to watch her, get zoomed off by George, and then he shakes his head and brings Wren the rest of the way into Cornerstones.
I know she doesn't like blood, but that seems excessive.
I don't know. We can ask her about it later.
Okay.
Someone's having an operation, so she's got to be in another city.
And Lambert comes over and very easily lifts. Some of the patrons are there, drinking, stopping, drinking, watching, concerned.
Terrence lets Mr. Fenneman take Wren, and he says, I have to go, but I'll be back, okay? She'll be alright. Right? Alright. And then Terrence will run out as well.
Wren will not run out.
And Wren is taken into a back room where Cipher has been.
Yeah.
And there is a small goblin doctor in a tweed suit, waistcoat and tie. And he puts there's an oxygen tank. You think it's oxygen, or it could be to knock you out, you're not sure.
That's true.
But he puts that over Wren's face and turns it
she's
on.
not really going to protest either way, so...
And then he stabs you with something, a needle of some description, and then starts cutting the clothes around where the wound is to see it. And he swipes some of the blood, and he sticks it in a small machine that he's got, looks at it, writes something down, hands it to Lambert, and he starts cutting. Wren doesn't really feel a whole bunch when he starts cutting and starts digging.
Good.
It is a very dull ache that is not particularly pleasant, but it's not like you're climbing the walls.
No, and she's pretty out of it at this point, so...
And a couple of minutes later, Lambert returns. He's holding out a patron who doesn't really know, and he sticks him in a chair, and the goblin's like, roll up your arm, and he's sort of like, and he's tapping the paper, which is your blood type.
Did you just say roll up your arm?
Yep.
Yes, but... Forced blood donation?
Yeah. That's exactly what it is. Lambert just walked in and said, "Does anyone here typo or whatever you sent me?" And one guy just not thinking about, so he just walked over, just picked him up.
We need some blood.
You're coming with me.
we'll take some money off your tab.
So he's sitting there as he's becoming the transfusion guy. Not really sure if this is such a good idea coming to Cornerstones.
He may not be a return customer.
Come to Cornerstone. Stay for the beer.
What? Stay for the beer, come for the transfusion?
Comes for the transfusion. Yeah.
That's why everyone goes to Cornerstone.
Is the patron
Just ask one of the
intoxicated?
fairies for a cookie after. It's fun.
So he's going to be working on Wren for a bit. He's got to get the bullet out.
Free beer while you transfuse.
Yeah.
Oh, God. He'll thin the blood so there's more of it.
Yeah, it'll flow better.
There you go,
It'll
Wren.
also
You'll
make the
get
patient
drunk.
feel a lot better too.
Shadowrun, a slice of life adventure in a dystopian future. Starring Becca as Terry the Mage, RavenInsane as Cipher the Hacker, Emily as Wren the Thief, and Ghost as the GM. The excellent Shadowrun is produced by Catalyst Game Labs. The Genesis rule set comes from Fantasy Flight Games, and many of the sounds and music comes from Syrinscape, which is an amazing tool for bringing more life to your game table. This has been a Crit Fail production.